Hey guys, I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as possible because the way my phone battery is right now, it's at 1%. I'm just gonna stay in here. It's pretty cold outside now. I guess we can go out there. Not that bad out there. I got my little space heater going in here. It's toasty in here. Whew. Yeah, it's chilly. But yeah, guys, tomorrow no video. I got golf practice, and then I'm going to my school musical, I think. But yeah, look at this, guys. Leaves galore. John Deere. So yes, guys, the John Deere will no longer be towing that, maybe every once in a while. But I'm not really going to be using that anymore. I'm kind of disappointed. Not really, but it's really, they said it really the guy asked what we were towing with it, my dad had said, and we said we were towing the trailer, and he doesn't recommend it. So we're not going to be towing that very much anymore, rarely. We're going to be using, it's blue right there, but we're going to be using I'm going to try to use this thing here a little bit more now for hauling the mowers, because that trailer right there is about the weight of this mower. So this is what they've done so far, guys. They got it, brought it immediately into the shop, started working on it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's back by Saturday or even tomorrow afternoon late. What they have done so far is they replaced the seat. It was a faded seat. No cracks, no wear, no nothing. It's just faded. It had been on an older rider, but that had been left out in the sun, which it's a free seat, so won't be as bad as mine was. So that's what we're getting on that. They said it's no breaks, no tears, no nothing. So we're getting that. That's the seat we're getting. So no problem with that. They're going to replace the deck belt because it was missing a chip out of it. So they've got one on hand. They're going to replace it. They jacked it out. They took it on the stand, and they checked out the blades. They said they're sharp and they don't need to be replaced, which I put my finger on them and they feel dull. So might have to replace them myself. They said they're good, but the mower cuts well, so I don't know. So the plan is to bring this fence in a little bit closer to there, and then back the trailer in here. As soon as I get the mower back, I'm just probably gonna wedge it in here, get this wagon out of here. This thing's got junk in it. That's just sitting there with the flat tire. Literally, it's pretty much flat, and this thing got it out of the shed. But I don't know if you guys can go around here. You can see. So that's flat. But the sad thing is that about John Deere, they need to get their act together on how they repair machines and have their checklist. A thing they didn't do well on was they said they found a fuel link on the fuel cap, which obviously when they did the shake test, they brought it up their steep ramps to test out the transmission, and it's showing signs of just worn, and it could have issues later on, but they said it's got a lot of life left in it, but it's showing early signs. They said nothing to worry about with care, so it will last a long, long time, they said. But it's showing the signs. The one noise they heard is a sign of, it's cold, guys. I'm going to go inside. That's why I'm shaking. So that's what they said, that with it, when it went up to the ramp, when they had it going up the ramp full throttle, it was making this noise. So they said that's a sign of early transmission issues, but There's no issues with the transmission currently. It just could happen. But they said with care and, taking care of it, it will last a long time. There's probably a reason that transmission at its age is making a noise like that. I don't really notice it, but when they went up a steep ramp with it to do their test for the transmission dry belt, they noticed that. What that is guys, I've pulled bushes out with that thing, and it's pretty bad because what I would do is hook it up to the bush, and then I would just go full throttle, and I would put the pedal to the metal and put the pedal all the way down to the floor, and then it would stop, and that's probably one reason why. I don't think those things are really not made to be pulling out bushes. So I wouldn't recommend doing that with any riding lawnmower, unless it's one of the bigger John Deere mowers. But for what I've got now, guys, I do take very good care of it. I maintain it and do everything, but I think I've been using the transmission a little too much on other stuff, and that's caused it to have a little less life in it. But they said it has a good amount of life left in it still, but they're just warning us that. And he says it's really not worth it to put any much money into the transmission. But meanwhile, looking at me, if you look at me, guys, I will probably replace that transmission someday. Simply the factor is because I think the transaxle is roughly somewhere around $500. But really, guys, the new John Deere's absolute crap. And if the engine is still good and running well and it doesn't have any issues, I will gladly put a new transmission in. I will gladly not buy. If I got paid, I don't know if I would, but if I got paid $10 million to buy one, maybe, but probably not, because I would know that within a month I would have a lot of problems with those things, because they're made so cheap. And I've got that nice Briggs & Stratton V-twin. Those things people love. In some ways, if you get it up to about a little lower than half throttle, in some ways it sounds like a Kawasaki. I like that a lot. So, anyways, guys, there's your... Oh, yeah, and also when they did the shake test, there's just fuel coming out of the fuel cap. But nothing out of that bottom fuel line. They obviously did not check that. They need to get their act together and go over the whole machine, top to bottom. One end to the other. Every nook and cranny, which obviously they didn't check that out. So when they get that belt replaced, they'll probably find it. My dad even called them and said that I had found a leak, and that's kind of sad that the customer can find it and they can't. So I don't know, it may be back tomorrow or Saturday probably, but they didn't even say anything. But they have already started working on it as soon as they got it in the shop, because they're low on work right now, which is really nice. So in about May, we'll go through, grease the whole thing again, and we'll replace the oil. We will, the engine sounds good. They said no problems with that, so hallelujah. We're going to get maintenance done to it. Spark plug, air filter, fuel, spark plug, air filter, fuel filter, oil filter, air filter. We'll do that all on our own and grease it and check out the blades. But yeah, they were going through it, and they said it's in really good condition. They said it is a very old lawnmower, and they said that transmission is, just because of age most likely. But they said the trailer is something that mower is really, because it's basically towing its own weight. And I think, in my opinion, if I tried it, if I had the mower from the ranch, which is a John Deere LA130, that's a little bit heavier, but not very much. But that one might be able to tow that trailer a little better, but I wouldn't want to wear out another transmission. I don't think the trailer caused much damage, but I think it simply just had to do with age, and I've been hard on it with pulling out bushes and stuff with it. And so, anyways, guys, we're going to try to go a little easier on that. And anyways, guys, here's an update on the job that I am doing. Since it's too cold out now, it's getting later. Right now, it's close to 6 o'clock. It's probably what time is it? 5:57. So obviously I'm not working at that house today. It is too cold and damp out here, and it's been windy some today. So anyways, guys, this weekend I'm gonna clean up leaves at my house. I might go to one other house. I highly doubt it. I really don't want to. So I'm probably just gonna go spend the rest of Saturday afternoon at one house working on finishing up cleaning that property up and getting that job done. And then she's gonna have a landscaper come in and spray the backyard and put some new sod in, which is something I hope to get into someday. And I'm gonna be fertilizing it this spring. I believe we're gonna be putting in a new bed. So guys, she has 2 big gardens in the back that they've been there since she's bought the house, but I've redone the landscaping for her since this past summer. So we're adding another bed up front and stuff. So I might see if she would want to add one around the mailbox and this crepe myrtle that's right next to it, just to make that a little nicer. So we will see, guys, on what we think with that. So guys, I've got to get my tiller fixed somehow, and I got to get it running sooner or later. Probably before June I need to get it running, but I'm probably just going to do it here in the next few weeks. But yeah, guys, videos will be slowing down because Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, we're going to be waking up in the 20s for a couple days, and then it's going to get warm all of a sudden. March is here, but we're having a last Arctic blast and cold front. A pretty big, strong cold front. It is blue up north currently, but it looks like we're doing pretty good right now on work right now. I've got plenty of work to do, but it's gonna slow down on Saturday once I get that house done, and I've got my house I mow weekly because of the ryegrass that grows up so quickly. It'll grow up pretty quickly now because we've had rain today. So anyways, guys, enough blabbered on. I've blabbered on enough with this camera here. So anyways, guys, I guess that we will let you go, and if I make any other videos tonight, maybe it'll be from USA too, but that's it. And now it's starting to sprinkle. So anyways, guys, we will see